Hello everyone, welcome to my 100 Heads Challenge video. I'm starting today. Today is the 2nd of September. So traditionally the goal would be to finish in 10 days. I really don't think that's gonna happen because it's Labor Day weekend, so I have some family plans and then I also have work throughout the week and the weekend. So we'll see how it goes.
If you expect disappointment, then you can never really get disappointed.
My ultimate goal is just to finish it. Doesn't matter if it takes 10 days or 20 days, but I'm gonna try to keep it within 10 to 15, but we'll see. So here's me on day one. You know, I'm unbothered right now. I have a feeling that this challenge is going to, well, challenge me. So I'll let you know how that plays out. Depending on my mood and depending on how much I want to get done in 10 days, you might see me drawing wherever, but I'm going to start out on my drawing desk, so let's go. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with this challenge was originally created by the artist Ahmed Al-Douri, and the overall goal is to create 100 face sketches in 10 days. It's definitely great for practicing faces and getting on a more consistent schedule with creating art, which is definitely something I needed. That being said, rules can be broken. This challenge is what you make it, so if you don't want to have a time limit and you just want to have the goal to draw 100 heads in whatever time limit you want, if you want to customize it in another way, like if you want to use different mediums or the same medium, doesn't matter. It's totally up to the person who takes on this challenge. For example, there's a Pinterest board that was the official 100 Heads Challenge Pinterest board that a lot of people used, and I did use some of those references for this, but I also added some of my own references, things that I like to draw, faces that I thought looked interesting, but I definitely wanted to add a wide variety of different faces. I didn't want to just stick within my own comfort zone. I thought I was recording this one, but I wasn't, so here it is. So here's day one. Day one was definitely my worst day, I would say. I mean, you would expect that when you're doing a challenge, but yeah, I definitely was very rusty in my sketching. It didn't even look like anything that I would say I would draw in my style. I was also trying to get used to drawing smaller because I like to draw a little bit bigger in most of my sketchbooks. Here's day two, and I actually think at least the color scheme in day two I think is my favorite. I ended up doing this blue and purple color scheme, and I think it looks really cute. I really like this face right here. It's definitely my favorite face on this spread, and one of my favorite faces I created during this challenge overall. And it definitely felt like I was going in a better direction at this point. I mentioned earlier in the video that I might record myself drawing wherever, so this is an example of that, because when I recorded on my art desk, I feel like at least the angle of that desk, you get that kind of distorted view when you're not right over your page, and I felt like that's what happened for a couple of them. They definitely looked very distorted, and so I decided to draw in my room watching Disney movies and get all cozy in my blanket, because that's where I usually draw anyway. At least that's where I usually sketch, and if I'm not recording a video, that's where I'm doing my digital art. So, and as you'll hear coming up, I was watching Little Mermaid 1989. I also was watching Sleeping Beauty. I can't remember if I watched another one, but yeah, like I said, I had a Disney movie marathon. I watched the newest Little Mermaid on day 7, I want to say. Maybe day 8. I think it was the day after it came out on Disney Plus. Definitely a fun time to watch your comfort movies and draw. I'm just realizing that I made this line at the very end, and that's very sad, because I really like this. Hopefully I don't screw this up even more. Okay, that's a little better. You may have noticed already, but I definitely did not do 10 each day. There were some days where I did as little as 3 and as many as 17. It just kind of depended on my mood, what I had going on that day, etc. So I am labeling in this video at the beginning of each new session or each new day how many I ultimately did, and then at the end of the sessions, I'm labeling how many I have total versus how many I quote unquote should have if I were doing 10 a day. Just to illustrate that you can do this challenge in whatever manner that you want. I wouldn't recommend pressuring yourself to get 10 done if you're not feeling it. I mean, if you really want to challenge yourself, definitely go for it. I believe in you. But if you just simply don't want to, or if you get sick of drawing that day, whatever the case may be, definitely take your time. That being said, it was very difficult to do those days where I had to do 17. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that many, but those were days where I didn't have anything else to do, so I just drew all day essentially. On day 3, I did a Barbie theme. I thought it would be cute to do a Barbie spread, but it was very hard to draw Barbie because I was like, do I draw the doll Barbie or do I draw Margot Robbie? And I definitely did stuff from the movie, but it's very hard to draw the likeness of a celebrity. I mean, it's hard to draw the likeness of anyone. I don't think any of these sketches look accurate. I think if you look at my Pinterest boards, you can tell which ones I did, some better than others, but at the same time, I'm just not somebody who can look at a reference and draw it very accurately, and that's okay. Also, I don't know why I said earlier I was debating on drawing the doll versus Margot, because I definitely only looked at movie screenshots for this. I have been trying to draw Margot Robbie as Barbie in my own style for a digital portrait, but I can't really figure that one out just yet. It's like I said, it's hard to capture likeness but also do it in your style. Nothing I draw in that regard is working out, so I'm just pausing that. But anyway, on the second page, I definitely stopped the whole Barbie theme, but I still use the same color schemes that I used on the other page because I definitely got frustrated with drawing the Margot Robbie ones. I do like them to an extent, but they're not my best either. I definitely have favorites on each spread. On this one, it's number 21, which is the purple lady in the upper right corner. I don't mind sketch 22. The perspective is a little off, but that's okay. For day 5, I went back on my drawing desk, and I don't know, maybe I just wasn't having a good sketch day, but I swear I don't really like any of the sketches that I do on my drawing desk. I can paint on there, I can do digital drawing on there, although I do still prefer to be more comfortable. I only have a stool with that desk. Maybe if I got a better chair, I'd be a little bit more comfortable. It'd also be cool if I had a standing desk, because then I could adjust the height and that might help, but less. I think I can make it taller technically, but I can't make it shorter with the kind that I have. I don't even know if I can make it taller, but I feel like I can at least lift it up or something at an angle. But yeah, anyway, back to the 100 heads challenge. I do kind of like the girl in the corner with the yellow jacket. I still think the perspective is off, especially because I tried to draw that reference. Her face was at an angle that I'm not used to drawing, but I still like it. I still like it a lot. Something else you might notice is that I am not the best at drawing a side profile. I think some of the ones I did in here ended up looking better than others, but honestly, I think all of them are weaker drawings of mine. I think that I'll definitely just in my own time need to practice side profiles and maybe even study other artists and how they do side profiles, but yeah. That's something I haven't really mastered yet. Even with this challenge, I did improve a little bit, but not enough that I'm just comfortable with drawing side profiles, so definitely gotta practice that a little bit. I already started informally giving out my tips, so some of these are going to be repeats, but I figured I'd give you some tips if you want to try this challenge and you want to try to do it in 10 days or within a certain time limit in general. What worked best for me was making sure that I was in a comfortable environment while I was drawing, that for example, I had a Disney movie marathon these entire 10 days, but whatever you're into watching while you draw, or if you're not into watching stuff, maybe you're into listening to music or podcasts, definitely recommend doing something that you're gonna enjoy so that drawing the heads are a fun time, like it's a good vibe. So tip number 2 would be to take breaks when you need to. When I was having an iffy sketching moment where all of my sketches were just yuck, I would take a break. I'd walk away. Sometimes I'd just be done for the day, depending on my mood or what time it was, if it was super late. And usually the next sketching session would go a little bit better because I was in a better mood. I was refreshed. So I definitely recommend taking breaks where you need to. Another tip would be to not dwell on drawings that don't come out the way that you want them to. There are definitely a lot of, in my opinion at least, icky sketches in here that just were not right. And there's a couple that I might even want to redraw in the future because I feel like I can do better. But I didn't do it for this challenge. The challenge was to draw 100 heads, and because I wanted to get it done within those 10 days, I definitely just moved on. And I think that was good because now I have sketches that I really love and then sketches that I really don't love, and they're all mixed in there, but that's alright. This last tip is very much up to your discretion and also depending on your goals and depending on your schedule. But I would say if you want to get this done in 10 days and you don't have a lot of time during your week, then I would definitely suggest doing sketches with pencil or ballpoint pen. Those were, at least for me, the quickest ones. Obviously, if you specifically want to practice painting or some kind of other medium, definitely not discouraging anyone to use it, but for me, those were the quickest ones, and on days that I didn't have as much time, I definitely just stuck to those mediums. This sketch right here is probably my least favorite sketch in the entire batch. I just could not draw this girl. It's crazy how the drawing before her is one of my favorites, and then the drawing after her was pretty good as well, but that one was just not okay. But I moved on and I just let it be, and that helped me get it done within a decent time frame. But overall, I do really like this spread. I thought it was really fun to change up the theme each page. And this one, I decided to do black and red. I think the minimalism of it really works. I'm not a fan of every sketch on the spread, like I said before, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. I think this spread is where I see the most significant improvement. I was able to create more sketches that I was happy with, minus the one that is my least favorite that I mentioned. On this page, I tried to play around with different expressions a little bit. It's something I definitely could have done a little bit more often throughout this challenge. I feel like I didn't do a whole ton of different expressions and face angles and stuff like that. actually created a sketch of this girl, this reference, in my last sketchbook. So definitely check out my last sketchbook tour. It's the same sketchbook, which is a Strathmore mixed media sketchbook. I kind of like the one in my last sketchbook a little bit better, but I also wasn't super burnt out. During this challenge, I did draw a little bit differently occasionally. Usually, I always start out with a circle as the start of my sketch, and I still did that for the most part, but there were many instances where I started with the nose instead of starting with a circle, and I think that helped me kind of place some of the facial features a little bit better. So I've been doing that lately, just depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I still start with a circle, but I used to always start with circle and then eyes, and then either a very generic shape of where the mouth would go or a little circle where the nose would go. But lately I've been doing the nose and then the eyes and then the mouth. So this page was interesting. I wanted to see what it would be like if I colored in some of the sketches with a monochromatic kind of theme. So I used a blue marker, a blue ballpoint pen, and I sketched it out with blue lead. I mean, I like the third one. The third one I think kind of turned out cute, but the other ones are okay. It's definitely giving alien vibes. It was still at least fun to do something different. Now, I wanted to see what it looked like if I did the same thing in pink, but I couldn't really find a very pink marker to sketch over it with. So I ended up getting this other marker, and it looks more skin tone, which is like, even though you would, I don't know, I just didn't like how it turned out. It's more of an orangey color, and so I was just like, nope, enough of that. So I just ended up doing pink sketches without putting the marker on there, and I thought those ones turned out really cute. So cute that I decided to do the entire next spread as a pink spread. I really liked this one. I really like number 91, the second portrait on the first page of this one. She's adorable. At this point, I kind of planned out how many sketches to draw on each page because I wanted to make sure the last spread was a full spread, that it had faces on both sides. I didn't want one side of a spread to be non-100 heads challenge related. So I counted it out and I needed 5 sketches on this page, 2 on the next page, and 4 on the page after that. And so for the 2 on the next page, I decided to do acrylic wash, and I used Turner acrylic wash for the first time. I'm definitely going to make a video about it, not with these portraits, because I originally intended these to be a separate video and me just putting the highlights like I am in this one and putting maybe a longer speed paint of the next 2, but because I was in a rush to finish, this was day 10, it was close to midnight, so I was in a rush and the lighting wasn't that good, and I saw that my hands kind of covered the painting, so I wanted to do it at a different angle. So when I make that video, I won't be actually painting with the gouache for the first time, but I will be making a video nonetheless. Okay, so here we are at the very end. Here's our last page. These were finished at 2 a.m. the next day, technically, because the paintings took way longer than I wanted them to. But I don't think that 2 hours counts as an entire next day, so I'm gonna say that I got them done in 10 days. It's close enough, right? But that's okay. I was able to accomplish what I wanted, and I got them done in about 10 days. It definitely had its fun times. There were definitely times where I was frustrated, either with my sketching skills or with the fact that I needed to do a lot of sketching in one day. But I think what really helped was making it a fun experience for myself by working in environments that I felt comfortable in and watching movies that I enjoy but that won't distract me too much. Without that, I probably would have been a little miserable and probably wouldn't have gotten it done in a timely fashion. Here are all of the pages. Let me know which spread is your favorite or which sketch is your favorite. I know it's probably hard to see the numbers, but if you're able to tell me, even based off of what they look like, I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think. Have you guys tried this challenge before? If not, I do recommend it. I do feel like I was able to see improvement in those 10 days, and I was just able to get into a better practice of sketching. So now I'm starting to do digital art and stuff, and I'm glad that I get to take a little bit more time with those sketches to make them look just right. And I feel like I am a little tiny bit better at looking at references. It's always hit and miss with me. Some sketches turn out good and some turn out horrible. I think that's normal. for coming along this journey with me. I am super excited to be making art again more often and to be making more YouTube videos. As always, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more art content. If you're a new viewer, I have a bunch of videos from the past couple of years, and I'm definitely going to be making more in the future. So thank you. I will see you in the next one. Bye.